Good morning.
Sir, how is Hasiraji's progress, sir?
She's doing quite well, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. It's all God's grace.
All right, good morning, everybody, and a very warm welcome to you once again on Empowering Morning Conversations. So let's continue on our journey to look at our self-concept and its impact on us. And today we're going to look at something which we have experienced. Okay, and it has an impact on our self-concept and our self-esteem as well. So, when we were born, everybody treated us like the wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary human being that they gave birth to. Yeah. And we experienced our own magnificence. I mean, if you remember your earliest of childhood years, we were free. We were completely engaged, excited, enthusiastic about everything, curious about everything. And if you could go back, there are certain methods by which you go back and you can actually get a sense of what was your self-concept at that time. And as compared to that, what is your self-concept now? Many of us might not even remember what it was like then. There will be fleeting images from the past, right? Some of us will remember terrible things that happened when we felt hurt or something like that. Some of us will remember the wonderful thing that happened. Anyway, whatever it might be, my question to all of us today is, what have we lost while we were growing up? What have we lost while we were growing up, and what are we left with now? Yeah, Reddy Garu. And then after that, Tanmay. First, Reddy Garu, go ahead.
Sir, being happy all the time without any inhibitions and open to receive.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you very much for that. Yes, Tanmay.
Sir, I believe growing up as in childhood, it was very carefree way of living. We didn't really bother about too much. Now we think too much and act too little. At least I do that way. And I used to say whatever came to my mind. As a kid, I was just very direct and blunt and got into trouble also. And learning from those instances, now we start thinking about how people will react. Would I be judged if I say this? So we've become very conscious of judgments, and I have also started judging.
So what have you lost? Self-expression and?
A controlled self-expression. So I still express myself, but it's not completely free.
Yeah, so that's what you lost, right? The free
Yes.
self-expression and a couple of other things that you said.
And carefree nature of living. And so now there's some level of anxiety associated with even the smallest of tasks because we take precaution in everything.
Yeah, so there was joy in your life, right? Freedom in your life.
Yes.
So that's what you lost. Okay, I got it. Thank you very much. Yes, Malika ji.
Added to what Tanmay said, because Tanmay expressed whatever coming in my mind. Thank you, Tanmay. And yes, we lost our freedom. That's what I am trying to say. It is by the influence of all the incidents and all the people judgments.
Yeah, this is one of the paradoxical things, right? What we lost was our mental freedom. We might have achieved some physical freedom from our parents and other people who were controlling us, but actually
Yes,
we lost freedom. Great.
yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
True, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Malika ji. Yes, very well.
Sir, Abhinav before that.
Okay, Abhinav before.
Hi, good morning, everyone. What I lost out was when I was young, I could forget my upsets, and I could forget, like that. Just next second, all my past upsets were gone, and I could create happiness for myself every second, every moment. So that power is gone now. Now thanks to Landmark. But if landmark was not there, I would still be carrying maybe thousands of steps, and I would have had two stunts in my heart till now.
Yeah, how many years back did you do landmark?
I did 1991, 1987, 88, and then 91. 91 onward, the journey started.
From that time to the time when you were having no job and you came to the EMC,
Yeah.
what did you lose again?
Again, I was upset, judgmental, doubting about my qualities.
See, that's what we lost, right?
That's what we lost. Absolutely.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Yes, very well.
Sir, good morning, sir. What have I lost while I grow up? On a lighter note, lot of hair on my head.
Me too.
Second thing, after you asked this discussion, started this discussion, something is coming up in my mind is I was in a kind of a protected environment. I am the last son of in my family. I have 7 siblings, including me. Like I
Oh.
never felt alone. I never felt even sometimes that is a disturbance also. But now somehow it is there deep inside. Even I am with the crowd. I am cracking jokes, everything. There is kind of a little kind of I'm alone, unprotective environment. Something like that is there. Still a little bit. That was a beautiful protected environment.
Yeah, where you felt connected with so many people. Correct. Now you have more people in your life, but you don't feel connected. You feel alone. You know, had you been the same child that you were now, would you feel lonely?
I will never, sir, but my wife will start to worry.
So, what was missing? Actually, what have you lost? Your ability to be open and connect with all those who are around you. So when you were a child, there were fewer people around you, but you connected with them completely, felt protected, close to them, right? Never felt lonely. Now you are with more people after growing up, and yet you feel alone. Interesting, isn't it? Yes, Colonel Raj.
Namaste and good morning to all those who are here. Two things. One is I twist what Tanmay said in a different way, is more or less same. I lost my irresponsibility. The day when it was only limited to my studying and playing and other thing. But when I made to realize all this, if you don't do this or if you do this, there is a repercussion. The day I was made to do that, and as I grew, I started realizing there is a fallout of my action. I became bounded. I mean, my freedom is lost. I realized there is so much in that which I never bothered. So my losing of that is innocence, what people say. But actually, when you say I lost my innocence, is a different meaning altogether. I lost that irresponsibility which I had. That
The freedom, I would say.
yes, sir.
And then
That's why I said he said freedom. He had that liberty and everything. I had said I'll put it in another way. The second thing which I keep the moment I
just
read the
one short interruption, just one brief interruption before I forget.
Yeah.
That's I remember as a kid also. I was very carefree, and my father would tell me, be responsible, be serious.
yes,
Okay, so being responsible became equal to be serious.
Yes.
Don't feel
Take
free.
life seriously.
Matlab, if you are feeling free means you are not being responsible. So, that way we were living exuberantly, suddenly life started becoming, no, be responsible. What will happen if you don't? This is how,
Life
they
became very serious thereafter.
Ah, so thank you for bringing in that distinction. Thank you very much. So
The
we lost.
second, the
carry on.
second thing, sir, second thing which struck me as we said, he says a lot of opportunities to convey what I wanted to convey in my life, whether it my parent or my people who made difference to my life. I lost an opportunity, and that is the biggest thing which I'll never be able to compensate.
Can you say a little bit more about that?
I already said, sir, about the teacher in my life.
Ah,
The Hindi teacher who was there. I lost an opportunity. I should have gone to him. And like today is a teacher's day, I was just thinking of him. I said lost an opportunity to fall at his feet and thank for whatever he has done to me. Similarly,
yeah.
my father, I thought I will do it one day. There is so much thing which I said, yaar, ho jayega, kal kar denge, parson kar denge, that kind of a thing. And joining army had deprived me of my time to be with him. But I lost him before I could anything do to him. So these are the burdens which I carry. So these are the losses of opportunities.
Yeah. Thank you very much for sharing it. Anything else, sir? All right, Abhinav.
Yeah, so I noticed that when I was a kid, so the distinctions right, wrong, good, and bad were not there. So I was living every moment. So every moment was great. As I grew up and the distinctions right, wrong, good, and bad came, and then I stopped living in the moment. ये तो गुड है, ये तो बैड है, ये तो ऐसा होना चाहिए था, ये तो वैसा होना चाहिए था. And that is the biggest loss I will say of my childhood.
All right, very nice. Thank you very much. Okay, who else? Reflect a little bit and see what have we lost. Yes, Gautam.
My early days, I was easy to take decision. I was not thinking what will be the consequence. I can go anywhere and like that. But now it's restricted. Restricted means not only, talking about physical, mental. That now I take 10 times thinking, or I think 10 times before taking any decision, especially for the outing part, going to the outside, it's a climbing of the rock. Like that. Thank you.
Yeah, so you reminded me of my childhood when I was growing up in Chennai. We used to live in Adyar, and I was very fond of photography. I had this little Agfa Isoloi camera, and I and my friend Ramachandran, we would, cycle all the way to the Gindi Deer Park, which was not that
Yes.
far, without any consideration. Okay, and we would spend the whole day taking photographs. And believe you me, if we had told our parents that we are there so far on a cycle alone, it's a forest. How can you go there? So by that time, we became a little smart, you see. Now we learned something that if you tell your parents where you're going, they won't let you go. Right? So the natural honesty that is there, as a child, I would always tell the truth. Full self-expression, right? When you realize that there are certain things you cannot tell parents, if you do tell them, you'll have it. And another interesting thing when Abhinav was talking, this right, wrong, good and bad, which we picked up a whole lot of unnecessary stuff. But as a child, you always know. I remember when I, as a carefree child, once when one of my orderlies, this was in a place called Baklao in the hills. My dad was in the Gorkhas that time, we were posted over there. And he said he was going to cut the chicken. So I said, I will also come. And then when he was about to cut it, I said, I will cut it. Right? So he gave me the kukri and I cut it. And I remember at that moment when the head was lopped off, I felt so bad, Nobody told me, but I felt bad. So I believe that even as a child, we had this internal compass about, should I do this or should I do that? Did you notice if you watched kids, jumping, they will not jump from too high, they will not jump from too low also. They may not be taught anything at that time, but they know if I jump from the height which is too much, I'll break my legs. They know that. So that carefreeness, even the honesty part of the openness, the self-expression, so many things that we lost. And of course, then some points of view were imposed on it. If you want to survive on this in this world, be serious. Once after I did the landmark and I went to my office, everybody was smiling at me. So I was wondering, why are they smiling at me? And then one of my colleagues, we used to eat lunch together. He comes up to me and he says, Sukhdeepak, what happened to you? I said, what happened? How come you're smiling today? I said, what do you mean by that? He says, I've worked with you 7 years in this office. You never smiled in this office. Outside, you're an okay person. But in the office, you're so serious, Even when the boss cracks a joke, you will have a little smile and then you stop smiling also. Why? Well, my dad had told me, be serious, you bloody idiot. Be responsible, be serious. Otherwise, nobody is going to respect you. So that brings me to the next part, We lost it because we were told. We lost it because we were made to believe that if you want to survive in this world, you will have to be somewhat different from what you naturally are. When you're being yourself, there is joy, there is happiness, there is freedom when you're being yourself. But when was the last time that we were being ourselves? Only when we were children, right? So what has been lost can be recovered, See, I can only lose something which I have, right? I cannot lose something which I don't have. So I have that innocence. I have that freedom of expression. I have the ability to connect and live, happily and in a carefree manner, as they call it. That is also an invention, by the way. They say you are enjoying so much because you don't have any care or worry in this world. Your parents are doing the worry for you. Hello? But whatever they have put the label as carefree, you understand? For them, opposite of carefree is responsible. When you grow up, when you have cares and responsibilities, you will not be able to enjoy like you're enjoying now. Enjoy as long as you're a child. We were told that also. Abhi maze le lo. Bade hoge na to serious hona padega. So, the possibility that I could be in a state of joy, and yet earn a living, and yet take care of my children, and yet take care of my house, that stopped existing for us, So we started believing unless you become serious, unless you become that kind of a person, unless you become a responsible person, you'll never be successful in life. So one of the things, I address in my corporate training programs, in my leadership programs, is that can you have well-being and joy at the same time as producing excellent and extraordinary results? Can you have both? What if you could have both? Why do you have to compromise your well-being? Why do you have to compromise your joy? Why do you have to compromise your freedom? Why do you have to compromise your self-expression? Why do you have to compromise on being you? When did you become a person who was afraid of offending others and losing their love? Now, one of the reasons we became something other than what we normally are or what we naturally are, the reason is we started making up these beliefs. If I do what I want, they will not love me anymore. If I do what I desire, they will not approve of me anymore. So a whole lot of stuff that we are doing is in order to make other people happy. The whole lot of other the things we are doing is to make sure that others don't judge us. Okay. So important thing is, fine, we understand that we lost something. Now, if you lost something, first of all, you had it. That is why you could lose it. Correct? You're like a pure, beautiful, shiny mirror. Dust has accumulated on it. So you can't even see yourself properly in the mirror. All we have to do is clean up that dust. And that's what we are doing here every morning on the Empowering Morning Conversations. Cleaning up that dust, making you recover yourself. Now, I want you to remember the clearing statement that I do very often, and I'm going to do it again. Now let's look at it in a different way today, okay? What have you made so vital, so valuable, and so real about your judgments and the judgment of others, obviously? So what have you made so vital, so valuable, and so real about your judgments, your conclusions, your decisions, and your computations that will never allow you to live a life of infinite possibilities? Everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and uncreate it all? Right and wrong, good and bad, pot and pock, all 9 shorts, boys, poads, and beyonds. See, all the judgments that you have bought and that you have accepted, right? All the decisions that you made because of those judgments, others or your own. All the conclusions that you made because of their judgments and your judgments. Okay? And then the computations that you made. Now, when I say computation, I mean you decided, okay, I have to live my life like this. In Landmark, they'll say you made your winning formula. So we made a strategy that this is how I have to live my life from now on. And we got stuck in that, no? So if you're a people pleaser, you feel that I have to do like that only, then only I'll succeed. Otherwise, I'll get rejected. If you're a person who's always a poor me, no, main bechara, pina sahara. If you feel you're like that, then you'll have to be like that in order. But it doesn't work in every situation, right? And it doesn't allow us to live a life of infinite possibilities. You know, as a child, we had unlimited possibilities. You could have chosen anything. You know how much imagination we had and how valuable that imagination is? You know, some people were allowed to foster more of their imagination. It's also the base of creativity. You know, when I was a very small kid, again in that same place, Bucklow, where we used to live, I must have been about 5 years or 4 years old. I don't remember exactly. I told my dad, you know, we used to have this Murphy radio. I said, one day, Daddy, we'll see movies in this. Okay. And my dad looks at my mother and says, you make this fellow, set him right. He's got too much wild imagination. He's crazy. But you know what? Somebody had an imagination, the same one, and he made into reality. You know, when first time I watched Star Trek and they had this phone which they could communicate with their mothership and with each other and everything. They could even talk to each other and see each other. I said, wow, we should have that. But my mind said that's not possible. It's interesting. Within 4 years, that was there. People were using it. Somebody imagined it, right? So one of the biggest things that we probably lost was our imagination or our creativity. Let's talk about creativity. As a child, how creative we were. Have you noticed that? Many of us, you know, we did not have, at least my generation, Colonel Raj's generation, we did not have mobile phones. We did not have smartphones. We did not have computers, right? We would play gulli danda and feel happy with it. I mean, I would be happy watching ants, you know, for hours. Just observing them, how they carry stuff, how they, go to their this thing. How creative we were, and how many creative ways we would find. Every one of them would teach us, But as we went on, we killed our curiosity. By the way, that is one of the biggest things that we lost as we were growing up. It's called curiosity. We lost it. We lost our openness. Openness to receive new ideas, to learn new things, and be excited about new things. We lost that, isn't it? So every morning, and I thank you for being with me on it, because whatever is happening to you is happening to me too. Every morning we come here for what? To recover ourselves. Yeah? Get back to that wonderful, magnificent, extraordinary human being that we are. Getting back to that. Rekindling our curiosity. Rekindling our openness to receive. See, the more open you are, the more you will receive. The more curious you are, the more you will explore. Believe me, when you lose your curiosity completely, that's the time when you can say to yourself, now I'm old, I better go and live in the Himalayas. For that also, you have to have curiosity. Otherwise, the brain will say, no, it is not comfortable. How will I get food over there? ठंड लगेगा वहां पर. Okay? So, we just need to recover ourselves and become ourselves. And that powerful person, the tough person that you actually are. One thing Abhinav said, very, very interesting one. As a child, we would have a setback and we'll recover immediately. Okay? Your dad will scold you. You'll be upset for 5 minutes. After that, you'll be going out and playing and enjoying with your friends. Now, if you get a scolding from your wife, you're upset for days. That's another thing. Quick recovery, what is called as resilience. That also we lost. So you've got enough incentive to be regular on time on the EMC now. Okay, because that's what we are getting out of it. We are recovering ourselves. Okay. So that's my message for the day. Anybody wants to say anything before we close, share, ask, you're welcome to do so. Yes, Vetrivel, go ahead.
Sir, thank you very much. Amazing thoughts. One thought which is I feel like sharing with all, which is from a thought leader, Joseph Neon, who wrote a bestseller book called Don't Believe Everything You Think. I put it in a EMC way, said the infinitive possibility or ease, joy, glory of living what we aspire for is just a thought away.
Yeah,
So
just thought away. Great, thank you very much. You want to expand on it a little bit?
No, he also said, don't believe whatever you think.
Exactly, sir.
Say that again, Raj, I didn't hear you.
He also prefixed it before that. He says, don't believe in whatever you think. And further he says, you think that it is not too far away.
Yeah, but it's interesting, actually what it means is that if you look at the way our mind works, and how many negative inputs it has, I can't do it. Don't believe what your mind says, especially when it says, I can't do this, or this is not possible for me. So we haven't read the book yet, and I think we should. Maybe very useful. Yes, Malika ji.
Yeah, very usually, as usual, as you said, everything seems to be opposite to what it seems to be.
Everything is the opposite of what it appears to be.
Appears to be
the opposite of what it appears to be.
Appears to be. That's what I recall now. I'm also very curious person to expand my knowledge always.
Yeah, so that's one thing which Ashok ji is sharing. We were eager. See, today we are talking what did we lost as we were growing up. So what, we were eager to grow up, eager to wear full trousers, eager to drive a motorcycle. You
Yeah.
understand? We had a lot of eagerness about a lot of things when we were growing up. But as we grew up, what happened? We lost that eagerness also, no? Sab kar liya hai, abhi kya bacha hai. So beautiful. Thank you very much for sharing that. Good.
Thank you, sir, so much.
So thank you. And let's quickly close the session today by using the power of generation and getting fully charged before we leave this session. 1, 2, 3, go. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. God bless you. And we will see you tomorrow for another interesting and useful, empowering morning conversation. Bye bye.
Thanks, Deepak.